What's up, guys? It's NJ Pokemart back here with another video. This time we are going to be providing a little update on my collection at the moment, and it includes an update to one of our previous videos where we received some graded cards back from GameStop and PSA. Now, I highly recommend going to check out the video that I previously did where we revealed those grades, because going forward in this video there will be spoilers about which grades we got. We sent in 4 cards, one being the Giratina alt art from Lost Origin, a Blastoise from 151, the Zapdos from 151, and the Paldea Evolved Magikarp. The Giratina came back, unfortunately, a 9, the Zapdos a 9, the Blastoise sadly an 8, and the Magikarp sadly an 8 as well. I had a couple of options that I could do with these cards. One, I could just sell them straight up in their current form. 2, I could crack the 9s and resend them back in and hope to get 10s. Or 3, crack them all and just sell them raw.
It's raw. It's
because some of them are actually more valuable than they are in the grade that they were in. Then I found out that there was going to be a pretty sizable card show in my area, so I decided to see what I could get from some of the vendors there. Now, I don't always recommend this path because you aren't going to get top dollar for the things you sell to vendors at a card show, but there is benefits to doing this. One, they will generally give you a pretty decent deal if you're trading for some of their other product, and 2, you'll get cash right then, right there. Now, these 4 cards were all obtained by me just through opening packs. I didn't purchase these cards and then grade them, so my investment into them was minimal. Because of that, I was totally comfortable with taking them to a card show and seeing how much I could get in return. I shopped the cards around to multiple different vendors and finally settled on selling the Giratina 9 and the Magikarp 8 to a vendor who offered me $625 and this Greninja XY24 promo card, which was a Greninja card that I did not have yet, and he's my favorite Pokemon, so I collect Greninja cards. I would say it's bordering from lightly played to moderately played, so its value is roughly like $15 to $20, but this card's getting harder and harder to find, so in time, who knows? I don't know. I think it's cool. I'm glad to have it. It's an old card. But I just want to reiterate that, like, yes, I didn't get completely top dollar for the cards that I traded in, but don't forget that eBay also takes like almost 15%. There's also the shipping costs added on, and there is the risk that your package gets lost in the mail. It can take a while to sell things on eBay. And my Magikarp was not going to come back as a 10. So even if I cracked it and sold it raw, the price it would probably sell for would be less than what you might see it selling for raw on eBay. So getting cash right then and there to allow me to mess around at the card show and potentially grab some other cool stuff, that was worth it to me. So what did we get with the influx of cash that we had from our sales of the graded cards? First, I grabbed a Radiant Charizard from Crown Zenith for about $2, and its market price on TCG Player is $4.75 at the moment. Next, we grabbed a Gardevoir EX from Scarlet and Violet base set. We grabbed it for about $2, and it's listed here for $3.41. Not too bad. A Rayquaza VMAX from Crown Zenith as well. We snagged it for $2. It's listing here around $2.37. And a Rayquaza Trainer Gallery, which is listing for about $10, and we snagged it for only $5. Now, these 4 cards are an example of one of the mottos that I kind of have when it comes to collecting cards. I like to grab cards, even if they're not that rare or highly sought after, that feature Pokemon people love. And people love Charizard, Gardevoir, and Rayquaza. And guess what? I do too. So I snagged them pretty cheap. Next, we got this Joltik actually for free. I brought my son to the card show and he was a huge hit with all the vendors, and one of the vendors was nice enough to give my son that card. I'm not going to put it in our calculations here because it's never going to be sold. I forget the vendor's name, but if you happen to see this, man, shout out to you. Next, we got 2 Crown Zenith Pikachu Secret Rares. I got them for $15 each, and currently on TCG Player, they're sitting at roughly $16.50. Be a little bit more depending on the condition. I'm a big believer in this card. Pikachu is obviously a fan favorite, mascot of the IP, and this card is amazing. The artwork is awesome. There's a lot of great Pokemon featured here with Pikachu as well. And Crown Zenith is a beloved set. And once it stops being in circulation, I believe Crown Zenith is going to go up in price significantly. And the PSA 10s on these cards are over $100. So definitely a little room for profit there if I get them graded. Next, we picked up a Greninja EX promo from Shrouded Fable. We snagged it for $25, and currently it's sitting at around $34 on TCG Player. This card comes in the Shrouded Fable Greninja EX box. I have one of those boxes sealed, and I also opened one of those boxes. So now I have 3 copies of this card, and I have an order for 2 boxes on the way, but it remains to be seen whether they're going to be the Greninja box or the Kingdra box. Either way, I'm cool with it. But yeah, I'm going to snag this card kind of whenever I can, at least at a decent price, because this and the Kingdra, along with the Persian, are probably the best cards from Shrouded Fable. This card has ballooned in price over the last, month or so, and it's an amazing artwork, and again, I love Greninja, so yeah, super happy about this one. Next up, we have the Steelix Illustration Rare from Paradox Rift. I picked this one up for less than what it says there. It says 27, but I bundled it with another card and paid a total of 50. So we'll price this one at half of that at 25. I love this card. I love when Pokemon are doing things in a human environment. It is sitting at roughly 32-ish on TCG Player, but I've seen it spike up to 40 and over if it's a really good condition, and this one is a very good condition. Gonna possibly think about grading this one, we'll see. The card we bundled the Steelix with was the Entei V from Crown Zenith. It says 30 here, but again, we paid 50 for the 2 of them, so we'll say 25. I like the legendary dogs a lot because I'm a big Gen 2 fan. I really want to get the Suicune and the Raikou, also from Crown Zenith. Currently, right now, TCG Player has this at roughly 29. And again, a little bit better quality, bumps it up a little bit over 30. The total for the 2 of them on TCG Player is like 61, 62, a little bit more maybe, and we paid 50. So good deal. The last card that we bought at the card show is easily the highest that I paid and the biggest play of the day. And it is the Umbreon Master Ball from Prismatic Evolutions. Now, the sticker price on here says $350, but that is not how much I paid for the card. I actually bought this card from the same vendor that I bought the Steelix and Entei from, and we bundled it all together for $250. Yep, that's right. I paid $200 for this Umbreon Master Ball. It's a funny story because I walked up to the vendor and there was another guy looking at this card and he gave it back saying it was out of his price range. Then I asked if I could take a look. He said, "What would you offer?" So I said, "Well, I'm about to leave, so I'm really just maybe max trying to spend $200 before I leave, if I want to spend that at all." And he said, "I can do $200. I said, "Really? Are you sure?" And he said, "I actually pulled this card out of a pack that I opened this morning. So for me, it's straight profit." And I said, "Sure, let's bundle all 3 together for $250. Does that work for you?" He said, "Yep." And the deal was made. So on TCG Player, this card is swinging wildly, obviously, because it's new. There are some selling for $350, some selling for $250, but the median price is kind of roughly in the like $270 to $290 range. But let's take the low end of that and just say $270. And if that's the case, I bought it for $70 less than what it says online. I believe in Umbreon. I believe in this card. I believe in the Master Balls from Prismatic, and I believe in the set as well. So I don't think personally that it'll ever go down to $200. And in fact, as time goes on, or as the years go on even maybe, I think it's just going to keep going up in price. I'm not sure if I'm going to grade this card. I probably should just take the $18 shot and see if it can come back a 9 or a 10. So to recap, we spent $331 in total. We sold cards for $625, and the market value for the cards we bought is roughly $433. Meaning after the card show, we walked away with roughly $727 in total value between cash and cards. I plan on grading some of these, so that could go up or down depending on what grades we get. So that will be the end of the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, definitely drop a like on the video. And if you like the content, please think about subscribing. We are so close to 100 subscribers, and I appreciate everyone who helps get us there. Also, the winner from our first giveaway was That's JVL8391. You haven't sent me your info yet, so when you get a chance, do that and I'll send it right out to you. I'll give you a couple days and then I'll have to unfortunately pick another winner if you don't respond. But yeah, that's going to be all for today, guys. I've been NJ Pokemart, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.